same mid fade. I'm gonna wash it if you're cool with that and lay it down real nice. You think the waves pop. Alright YouTube, today we're gonna switch up the process. So usually I'll wash my client's hair first, but I've been trying this new method and I think it really works better with laying the hair down, especially with someone with waves. Now there is a difference between someone with waves and someone who's a waver. A waver is obviously someone who seriously, takes care of their waves. They're putting in hours and hours, weekly, daily, just brushing, taking care of the hair, all that. Person with waves is just someone who happens to have waves. This client just happens to have waves on the top. Now, if you notice, he has a light spot, 2 light spots. This is just genetic. It's not his fault. It's just genetically. So I'm going to show you guys how I kind of finesse that. So we're going to start the fade. Usually I always attack the top, but I wanted to start with the fade today. And I'm dropping the fade in the back. If you guys are interested in longer versions of these hair videos such as this one, check out the Patreon. I got a bunch of content on there, more so educational. I kind of break it down exactly what I'm doing, but yeah. I don't know what was going on with my camera here. The new iPhones have a tricky lens feature. It's kind of dope, but you kind of gotta monitor it or it'll get out of whack a little bit. So we're starting to fade, spreading the guidelines. This is something I've been teaching the new barbers that are at my studio. It's important to stretch it, man. All that compressed fade stuff, it only works on certain textures in certain styles. But a fade like this is a mid fade. You gotta stretch that thing. Stretch it. So that's what we're doing. And as you can see, his hair is pretty spacey. So it's a little difficult to fade. Kind of gotta use a lot of your corners. And sometimes the full heel of the blade. But once that side's finished, we're gonna do this other side and then the back. And honestly, for this haircut, this wasn't my clipper of choice. I just kind of had to use it. I think my other clippers were dead. This haircut definitely took a little longer than it should have. I think I took like an hour and 10 minutes. But I do like the magic clips. They're solid. You can get out pretty much any guideline. So right here he has a little, this is his occipital bone. So we're gonna kind of just fade in between that. Sometimes you're gonna have to grab it, kind of stretch it to get in between the crevices. I'm gonna fade in his beard, that way it's a seamless transition and it doesn't just start with his beard. I think that's a very weird look. Some people can rock it, especially if you don't have a fade or a taper, but if you got a fade or some type of going from bald to hair, you gotta get it faded in. So now we're gonna take the top down, and I left it for this part because we're gonna immediately wash his hair right after this pretty much. And I have a 2 guard. And I believe the lever's fully closed, but notice near the light spots, I'm kind of like grazing off of it just because that's like the delicate areas. I'm not trying to take that lower than what it should be. So I took them over to the washing station. I gotta give you guys a new studio tour. We updated the whole thing. We added lights, all that. You see we got the hair dryer, all that. So after I wash it, I'm gonna add some foam, brush that in. I'm gonna put the do-rag on him. And make sure to wipe off all the excess foam, because that's gonna seep into the hairline and mess with his skin. It's safe for the skin, but shaping up someone, putting sharp liners when the skin's greasy, that's dangerous for the skin. You can make them get, open wounds, cuts, all that, welts. And while that's marinating, I like to say it's marinating. You gotta let the chicken marinate, you gotta let stuff marinate. You can't be so quick to, same thing with hair. Just like how y'all let color marinate in the hair, same stuff, same concept. Can't let it marinate too long, but So I like to do the facial hair while that's marinating. And then by the time I'm done this, the hair is prepped and ready to go. It's perfect. And I usually just put them under that dryer about like 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. It dries very fast. Now what you're gonna wanna do is wipe off all the excess foam with some alcohol. I use cherry alcohol because it smells beautiful. All my clients love that smell. So I'm gonna start with his vertical bars. I usually don't, but since I tried this new method, I thought I'd start on the sides. And he has kind of like a rainbow hairline, so I start in the middle and I meet it in the corners. So we're gonna spray the enhancements a little darker today, mainly because obviously he has thin spots in the front and his hair is pretty dark. He likes his waves at a dark level, like a 2. He doesn't like going below that. And shout out to Easy Blade. We're using my Easy Blade razor. Use my promo code, it's on the screen, for that 10% discount. Stretching the skin while I hit the beard. I typically dry shave on my black clients just because typically their skin can handle it. A lot of lighter toned people, their skin's very sensitive. Now I do have some black clients whose skin is very sensitive. Again, genetics. Some people's skin is sensitive, some people's skin, they can take a lot, So that's the before and then this is the after. It's your boy 4 and I'm out. Peace.